All right, so we're going to have our Dhamma learning mindset together. Let's have our Dhamma learning mindset in English and Burmese. I like to learn Dhamma. I learn Dhamma well. I enjoy learning Dhamma. I am happy learning Dhamma. Learning Dhamma is the only thing I am focused on at this moment. Piadavero Rudi, Dhammago, Lulu Jinjin, Thin Java Goi, Lina Kalmonzwa, Thin Java Goi, Thin Jinai Muilio Nichai Java Goi, Thin Jinai Pyo Shin Java Goi, Lila Thin Jin Kure Naida, Mimiro Iseko, Tita Susai Java Goi. Okay, we have been learning about Mangala Sutta, and last week we discussed in detail on the fourth Mangala, the Patirupa Desavasosa. Now we're going to continue with our fifth Mangala, Pobesa Kata Ponyata. So whenever you see this little squiggly line on "an," just like those of you who are learning Spanish, like Anye, right? So if you haven't started learning Spanish yet, it's okay. So this, when you see the little squiggly line on top of N, it's a nasal sound, okay? In Spanish, it's Anye. In Burmese, like Nya. So part of your voice come out of your mouth and part of your voice come out of your nose, okay? Nya, Nyata. So repeat after me. Pobesa.
Pobesa.
Kata Ponyata.
Kata Ponyata.
Pobesa Kata Ponyata.
Pobesa Kata Ponyata.
All right. So in English, to have done meritorious deeds in the past. So what does it mean by to have done meritorious deeds in the past? Well, can we change our past? Can we go back to the past and change it? Apparently not, right? We can change what we're doing today. We can think ahead to the future and change what could happen in the future, right? We apparently cannot change our past. So what I mean by this is, and within brackets, I give the meaning to you, to do meritorious deeds in preparation for the future. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to learn in detail about this today. Okay. Now, in Burmese, we say that she got into Buge Budi Galmu Atu Shivazi. Okay. So we're going to learn this, but before we learn this, we want you to answer a few Kahoot questions. Okay, so let's go to Kahoot. So let me log into the Kahoot. All right, very good. As I discussed before, I just want to know your take on these, but we will discuss deep today. All right, so let's see. All right, very good. Macy, Sophia, Eric, Kathleen, and Yeti. Okay, let's go to the next question. a lot of you got it right. Okay, let's see. Very good, Josh. Welcome to the board. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so a lot of you got it wrong. We're going to discuss that today. Just remember what you chose now. Let's see who got it right. All right, well, a lot of you, the leaderboard totally changed. Dylan, Miranda, Hayne, Patrick, Kyle, all of you, welcome to the board. Wow, look at that, interesting. So almost half of you got it right. The other half is focusing on comma. Okay, all right, this is what we will be discussing today too. Just remember what you picked now. All right. Miranda, Hayne, Patrick, Carl, and Yeti, very good. Okay, we'll go to the next answer, next question, the last one. All right, a lot of you are getting smarter. Very good. Okay. Good job. Very good, Hayne. All right, so look at the picture. What do you see? Who want to answer this question?
Sharing the screen.
Oh wait, I can't see the picture.
All right, now you do. Right. Kevin.
Oh,
Go ahead, Kevin.
I can see one person's leg that is poor, which has ripped jeans and ripped shoes, and one leg that's by a person that's rich, which has like black clothing.
All right, very good. Okay, Jackson.
I see a poor person and a rich person.
Very good. Okay, and Stella.
I was gonna say the same thing as Jackson.
Okay, good. All right, Michelle.
On the right leg, I see this person's leg with like a worn out shoe and a bloody and dirty toe and ripped jeans. But on the left side leg, I see like this shiny black shoe that's possibly coming from a rich guy or a wealthy person, and he has like black pants that he most likely just bought.
All right, very good, perfect. Okay, all right, Ricky.
I see ripped jeans and ripped pants on one side, which probably belongs to a poor person, and I see black pants and a black shoe that look pretty in good condition that probably came from a rich person.
All right, very good. Laura, you are very observant, and one of you even observed about the toe here. Very good. Okay, let's move on. That's good. Now, next is question is why. Who want to answer that question? Why? Michelle to me.
Like it, I think it depends on like what like meritorious deeds in the past. Like maybe the poor guy, he maybe like he was a rich guy, but he never like gave to charity, so in his next life he became poor. But the other guy, he was like poor, but he gave to charity, so in his next life he was like rich.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right, anyone else? Tata Zoe, you want to say something based on this picture? Why?
Maybe like long time ago in their last life, like the guy in the left probably like, yeah, he probably like did something bad, and then for the guy in the right, he probably did something good. So that's why in this life, like they're very different.
Thank you, Ta. Thank you. Okay. Hey. Oh,
He did something wrong and he became poor and stayed poor, or he was poor all his life because of the mischievous deeds back in his past life. And on the right person worked hard and planned ahead, or he was born very rich.
all right, very good. Thank you, Ta. All right, Tara.
It's Sandra.
Oh, Sandra.
It's either that the poor man was born poor, but couldn't and did not wanted to work, so he couldn't afford any more money.
And the person on the left could like been poor and didn't have that much chances, or like he did something wrong in the past and then it affected his future, or and the right side, he could have been born with like rich, and or he could have just like suffered before and then like had like he studied more and then like try more harder than other people.
Very good, Ta. Thank you, Ricky.
So the left one probably did bad things in the past, and like which affected to his current life, and the right one probably did good things in his past which affected to his current life, and that's why they're like that.
Thank you, Ta. Kathleen.
So I think that the poor person became poor because they didn't do good karma in a past life and now they're poor. But I think the person who was rich became rich because in a past life he did good things.
Thank you to me. Okay, now I'm going to ask you another question. What if this is the same guy? I'm going to ask to Sophia Ton. What if this is the same guy? What are the chances that these are two different guys are the same guy?
I think it could be the same guy. Like maybe he had bad karma in the past and he started out poor, but then he was like really smart in this life, so he became rich, I think.
Or it could be the other way around too, right?
The other way around also.
Yes, yes. So that's how our life is, right? Now, apparently, all of you are right. So this is the same guy, right? We all have the energy or the karma from our past life. Now, it could be that you were born poor, but you could become rich. Or it could be that you were born rich, but you could become poor, right? So that's what we're going to talk about more detail. All right. Okay, very good. All right, now the question here is, which one do you want to be? Miss Sarah, answer that question. Which one do you want to be and why?
I think I want to be the baby on the left because then I could have more money to go to better colleges, and then I can keep up the work. So then we can still live a wealthy life.
Okay, very good. Allison, what's wrong with the guy, the little kid on the right?
The kid on the right is like eating leftovers from other people or something he found in the trash because he was born poor and he had no food to eat, so he just went to like eat other people's leftovers instead of because he doesn't have enough money to buy his own food yet.
Very good. Now, we used to say that if someone is born in a rich family, we used to say he is born with the silver spoon in his mouth. Now, not anymore. Now we see that he is born with the iPad in his mouth. So we definitely want to be born in a rich family like this kid. You don't want to be born in a poor family like this kid, right? So at least all of you are on this side, right? None of you are born to poor family. None of you are on the street homeless and eating from the trash, right? You all are very lucky. Okay, Tata Kenneth, you have a question, Tata?
But what if the parents from the rich baby, he was, like his parents died when he was young, but the poor family still had his parents, still love him?
You are very right. It's a possibility, right? So just like this one, right? You might be born like this side and you could become this, or you could be born this and you could become this, right? Absolutely, Ta. You're right. Yes, Kevin, Ta, go ahead, Ta.
So in that picture, the baby has no foot and no toes.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Very good. Good observation. Good observation. Now, what's the problem with that?
I don't know.
It's not normal.
It is absolutely. You are right.
I like to make an error. You notice clothes that like the shirt and the pants are stuck together. I think that's what he's wearing, and that's why I can't see his toes.
Okay. All right. So you both are right. So you can look at it two ways, right? One way is this little kid might, because the parents are rich and weather is cold, then he is wearing a slip-on. That's the reason why it's like that, right? You wore something like this when you were young. Or you can say, this little kid, even though he is born to a rich family, but he has deformity in his legs. So however you want to discuss, you're right. You just have to have an explanation of what you are discussing. Okay, so both of you are right, both Kevin and Thomas. Very good. And Kenneth too. So definitely for now, you all are on this side, right? None of you are poor like this. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. Now, again, we're going to go back because we're learning this, the Pobesa kata punyata, right? I want all of you to repeat after me 3 times. Pobesa kata punyata.
Pobesa kata ponyata.
Pobesa kata punyata.
Pobesa kata ponyata.
Pobesa kata punyata.
Pobesa kata ponyata.
To have done meritorious deeds in the past.
To have done meritorious deeds in the past.
To do meritorious deeds in preparation for the future.
To have done meritorious deeds in preparation for the future.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, what is the key words here? Anybody? What is the key words here? Jackson?
Meritorious deeds.
Meritorious deeds. Okay, so now let's, very good, you're right. So now let's talk about that. So meritorious. Who want to tell me the meaning of meritorious? Michelle?
Like good and like full of merit.
Full of merit. Okay, very good. Kevin, what is merit? Michelle said full of merit. What is merit?
Good or worthy.
Okay, all right, Brian. So now, if you, those of you who are in high school, tell me if you apply for a scholarship. Okay, what is merit-based scholarship? Who's applying? Who's in college right now? Okay, Hayne, you're in college. You're in high school. Go ahead.
Meritorious scholarship is where you do community hours for your town, and you get, based on the hours, you get points called merit points, and you can, well, apply to colleges with those.
Very good. So there are two types of scholarship in general. Now, one is what we call need-based. Okay, the other one is what we call merit-based. Right now, need-based is for kids who are very poor. Right? So let's say your parents are poor, your parents do not make that much money, your parents are under poverty line. Now, you get scholarship if your parents are poor. Now, a lot of you would not be qualified for that kind of need-based scholarship. All right? So especially, let's say, if you go to a regular college or a college that is not that expensive. Now, most of you are not going to get that kind of scholarship because those are for people who are poor. Now, the other one is merit-based scholarship. It's basically you do something for the community, plus you are really smart and you have good grades in the class. Now, that kind of scholarship is called merit-based scholarship. Now, that's the same thing. Now, if you do good things, you get good return, right? So to have the meritorious deeds in the past, now let's imagine about your college, right? You are applying to college, you're 11th grade or 12th grade, right? Now, if you haven't done anything during your 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, you have no volunteer service, right? Your grades are low, right? Then do you think you will get a good scholarship? You'll get into a good college? No, you won't, right? So that's what it means to have done meritorious deeds in the past, meaning you have to have all these merit-based points so that your school counselor can assign you and your college or university counselor will pick you. So in other words, you are going to do meritorious deeds in preparation for your future. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, just like this guy here, what do you see here? All right, a lot of you are Chinese and a lot of you won't understand this. All right, Yudi, you want to answer this question? Go ahead.
Yes, it's like the other picture, it's black and white. And in Chinese culture, this is yin yang. It's the balance between good and evil.
Okay, very good. It's yin yang and it's balance between good and evil. All right, what else? Let me, Sandra.
The sign of yin and yang.
The sign of yin and yang. Okay, all right, very good. Let me, Michelle.
It represents yin and yang, like good and evil, and I think like it also represents that good has a little evil and evil has a little good.
Very good, very good, very good. You're right. So you're talking about this. Okay, all right. Let me, Kira.
It's like the lightness in the darkness, but a little bit of darkness in the lightness, and a little bit of lightness in the darkness.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Demi. Very good. Demi, Marina.
So it looks like the good and bad, but the good can have a little bad and the badness can have a little good.
Very good, Demi. Thank you. All right. Tata, Andrew.
I think it means like the yin and yang, like the darkness can't survive without the light, and like the light needs this darkness too. And I think it comes from the religion Taoism.
Very good. All right. Good, good. Tata, Roland. Rolanda.
What do you want to say?
It looks like a black and white circle. So what I think this is like the white represents the white represents the good and the black represents the bad. So like although the good can have although the good can actually be good, it still has some dark evil in it. But the evil evil also has the same thing that is in the light side. And I also found this on one of these shows, and it's actually a spoiler alert, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right. So in life, you have all the good karma from your past life, from yesterday, from when you were younger. But also you have all the bad karma too, right? So nobody is born perfect with only good karma or bad karma. Everybody is born with some good, some bad, all right? Even if you're here, you still have some bad. Even if you're here, you still have some good, right? Now, again, on the other hand, the yin and yang, they kind of go around, right? So it's not going to be constant. And well, if you have majority positive karma, you will always have positive karma. It's not like that. It changes, right? So let's move on. Very good. All right. So we talk about what is merit, right? Merit is something you do for yourself, for your samsara, for your community, for your future, for your family. So now, if you do that, you get all these merit rewards that I just explained to you before. All right. Now, I asked you during the Kahoot about these questions. Let's go a little deeper. All right. All of you read this for me. Why
are people born different? Some are born to rich families, some poor. Number 1, it is how nature is. Don't ask why. Number 2, it is just random. There is no scientific explanation. Number 3, law of karma, based on one's prior deeds from samsara. Number 4, God is the one who decides.
All right. So now a lot of scientists who are atheists will say, oh, that's just how nature is. Nobody knows why. Don't ask, just move on. So a lot of scientists, a lot of atheists, Westerners will pick number 1. And they will also pick number 2 because this is basically their explanation. Hey, it is just random. There's no scientific explanation. Nobody knows, right? Now here, people who believe in creator God, they may be Christian, they may be Hindu, they may be Muslim, they may be Jewish, they may be any religion who believe in creator God. They say, oh, this is the God who decides. That's why you gotta bow down to the God. You gotta listen to the God. Now, for us, the right answer is this: the law of karma based on one's prior deeds from samsara. Okay, so this is what we believe in. All right, now this is what we're going to talk about today too. We will discuss a little bit deeper on this later. Now, next question was, some were born healthy and some with inborn diseases. Why? So can you read all these options for me, please?
Number one, due to inborn genetic diseases according to natural law of selection. Number two, because parents were not healthy. Number three, because of negative karma from the past. Number four, the parents were not believers of creator God.
Okay, so now the same thing. If you ask a lot of atheist scientists, they will say, you know what, there's no such thing as God because they don't believe in God either. There is no such thing as karma. It is just genetic. They call it natural law of selection. Okay, now that's what scientists will tell you. Some will say, oh, because the parents are not healthy, parents smoke and drink and do drugs during you are pregnant, then you end up with these horrible diseases, right? So that's not true either. That may be partly true, but it does not explain 100%. But the same thing with the God. So here, the same thing, other religions believe that it is the creator God who decides whether you should be born healthy or sick with some kind of horrible diseases. Now, for us, we believe because if one has done any negative energy and that energy come out for this life and you are born with some diseases, genetic diseases, you were born with it. Okay, a lot of time we can't do much about it. All right, can you read this for me? Some more?
Some were born rich and became poor. Some were born poor and became rich. Why? Number one, because they believe in God and pay respect to Him, that God looks after them. Number two, because they pay respect to their late ancestors. Number three, because those who became rich plan ahead for the future. Number four, because they work hard.
All right, so now a lot of people will say you're born rich and you're rich because you believe in God and the God look after for you. Or a lot of Chinese will tell you because you pay respect to your late ancestor, you go to their grave and you offer food and flowers, right? You burn all these fake money and fake cars and they look after you. Your ancestor look after you. That's why you become rich. Or some of you may say, because they work hard. Well, we'll talk about this a little later, why this is not the right answer, okay? The right answer is this, because those who became rich plan ahead for the future. Now, it doesn't matter how you were born. You may be born rich or you may be born poor. If you don't plan ahead, you will be poor. If you plan ahead, you will be rich, right? So the right answer will be this one, because those who became rich plan ahead for the future, right? So you got to think about your future. You got to think about tomorrow. Oh, I have my exam Monday. I have to study. I have my quarterly test next week, right? I have my final next quarter. Oh, I want to be in college next year, next 2 years. I want to become a rich man. I want to become a doctor. I want to become a lawyer. I want to become a businessman. So you gotta plan ahead. If you do not plan ahead, you don't know what you want to be, then chances that you will be poor. Because you don't plan ahead, you don't know what you want to be, all you will be doing is wasting your time playing games, the garbage games. Now that's how you become poor, because you don't plan ahead. Is that Patrick?
So although this isn't part of the lecture, only it's just that I wanted to tell you something. Only during this lecture, I got I don't know I got out of the.
All right, can you read this for me?
Some work hard, but they are poor. But some don't work hard, but they are rich. Why? Number one, those who work hard may not be planning smart. Number two, that's just karma. There is nothing you can do about it. Number three, those who don't work hard but rich are bad people. They just rip off other hardworking ones. Number four, just pray and God or Buddha or your spiritual leader will take care of you.
Okay, all right. So now some of you pick this. Well, it might work, but not always, right? It is good that you bow down to God if you believe in God, or you bow down to Buddha if you believe in Buddha, or you're a spiritual leader. Well, they're not going to take care of you because you don't take care of yourself. So if God will take care of you, or Buddha will take care of you, your monk will take care of you, why do you have to go to school? Why do you have to go to work? Just sit in front of Buddha 24 hours a day, bow down, right? The food shall come to you, money shall come to you, all your titles, you should become a lawyer or doctor or whatever you want to be, a director, automatically, like boom, presto, right? It won't happen, right? We don't believe in this. So if someone tell you that, just bow down to Buddha. You're a Buddhist, your mom tell you that bow down to Buddha, everything will just happen. Now, that's asking you to drink Kool-Aid. It won't happen, right? So some of you just answer this question. That's absolutely wrong. It is nice if you bow down to Buddha and meditate, but things will just not happen just because you do it. All right, now those who don't work hard but rich are bad people. They just rip off other hardworking ones. Some of you answered this. It may be true for some bad people, but definitely you are not one of these. And there are very few of these. Yes, you may become a very street smart person and rip off other, but we don't recommend that. And we don't want you to become like this one, right? It is not good karma. And later down the line, you'll have to pay back. That's just karma. There's nothing you can do about it. Well, a lot of people say that, right? Oh, it's just karma. There's nothing you can do. Oh, that's not true. In fact, a lot of Burmese, a lot of Buddhists say exactly like this. Oh, this is just karma. No, that's not true. Because they don't understand the meaning of karma. Karma means what you do, right? Basically, what you're saying is this is because what you did. Okay? So this is wrong. Now, the correct answer is those who work hard may not be planet smart. So in life, you can work hard. You can work like 18 hours a day, right? You sleep only 6 hours and you eat between while you're working, but you may not become rich because you're not smart. You're just working hard. Okay? So I'll be honest with you. I am, and most of us are like this. We work hard, but we don't plan smart. That's not good, right? That's not what Buddha wants. All right, let's move on a little bit. Read that for me.
Some got higher education and rich. Some got higher education but poor. Some are not that educated but rich. Some are not that educated but poor. Why? Number one, those who got higher education but not rich are the ones who cheated at school. Number 2, some people are just book smart and not life smart, meaning they don't know how to apply what they learn from books. Number 3, those who are not educated but rich must be running illegal businesses like drugs and weapons. Number 4, this is just law of karma. God or Buddha decides what you become.
Okay, by now you definitely know that number 4 is not the right answer, right? Now, number 3, those who are not educated but rich must be running illegal business like drugs and weapons. Well, there are very, very few, but not all. You can't say all of them, right, who are not educated but they are rich must be doing illegal business. Not all of them. Very, very few, right? But you will see a lot of very, very rich people. They don't even finish their high school, but they're rich, right? There are very famous guys who actually are college dropout. They didn't finish their college, right? So who knows example of these people like that who didn't finish their education, but they're filthy, very, very rich. Yeti?
Odd one's out.
Huh?
Odd one's out. It's a YouTuber.
It's a YouTuber, animator. Okay, all right.
Half YouTubers. Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein. Okay, all right. Andrew?
There's this person called Jack Ma.
Jack Ma? Well, Jack Ma is a teacher, so he did have education though that. So Jack Ma.
I thought like he didn't like get to go to like university at first.
All right, very good. Thank you. Yes, Miranda?
The creator of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he dropped out of Harvard.
Okay, all right. Okay, Tata Eric?
Steve Jobs.
Okay, what happened with him?
He dropped out.
He dropped out from his college too, right? Yes. All right. Very good. So yeah, so they.
I think it's also Mark Zuckerberg. I think he also did the same.
Right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg is the owner of the Facebook. Yes, you're right. Okay. Now the first one, who got higher education but not rich, are the ones who cheated at school. No, not always. Maybe there are very, very few, but not always. So the correct answer is number 2. Some people are just book smart. They are very smart. They know the book, the textbook from front page, the cover to the very last page, cover to cover, but they don't know how to apply it in their life, right? Now, you may have a 20 PhD behind your name, but if you don't know how to apply it, you are not going to become rich. All right, okay. All right, let's look at this picture. I want you to really look at it and tell me which one we are.
I think I'm both because my family has a nice life that is enough for our living, and I'm educated, so I'm both of them.
All right, very good. All right. Now, if you look at it, you will notice that this guy does look like somewhat Asians, right? Now, so which one are we usually? Are we? Well, let's presume that this guy is also white and this guy's white, but where are we as in general, like Burmese or immigrants or Asians? So do you think that just because your parents are rich, are you here? Or are you here? What do you think? Are we here? Are we here? Of course, no, there's no perfect answer, but are we more so this way or are we more so this way?
Sia, I have a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
I have a suggestion that the one on the left were rich, but the poor family, they were rich, but they gave all their money to their son just so they could just so he could be more smarter. And the rich family didn't spend all of his money on the child, which is literally on the car, and he's not smart.
Okay, right. So now my question is, are you more so here or are you more so here? Whatever explanation you said is correct, but my question is, are we here? Are you here? Or are you here?
I think I might be the referee.
Okay, that's not the question.
Oh God.
All right. Okay. Who else want to answer? All right, Hein.
I'm the one on the bottom.
You're the one on the bottom. So
Yes.
you mean you're the one down here? Okay. Very
Yes.
good. Thank you, that. The Kira.
The rich one.
You're the rich one. Okay. Very good. All right, Ricky.
I'm the bottom one.
You're the bottom one. Okay. All right. What about Tara? Sandra?
We are human, and personally, no. Yamala, listen. No, so I'm talking. You hear me? I'm talking. Like,
Okay. All right.
because we are humans, so we usually depend on our parents more than we depend on ourselves, because it's instinct. So honestly, I feel like, yeah, I am on the above one.
You're one here. Okay. All right.
That's because I depend on my family more than I depend on myself, actually.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. All right, Kai.
Okay, I think I'm the one on the bottom because I'm smart. Yeah, I am. And I'm going to support my parents. And so that's, yeah.
All right. Very good. Okay. Eric.
I think I'm the one on the bottom.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, who wants to volunteer? Why? Those of you who said you're the one on the bottom, why? Why did you say so? Anyone want to volunteer why you think you're here?
Because all
right, Brian, go ahead now.
because our parents want us to succeed in school and get like a good college, so they can depend on us to help them in the future.
All right. Okay. Very good. Let me see who. Dylan Lee. What do you think?
Because we are in school and then they want us to succeed and go into a good college.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the answer is most of us, I would say all of us are here. Let me explain to you why I say so. Okay. Now, we work really hard. Okay. Our parents push us to go to school, work hard, study hard, get a lot of degrees. Okay. Now, what happened? A lot of us become working for a company. I'm a doctor, but I don't have my own company. I work for someone. I make okay money, right? But my parents supported me to become a doctor. Now I gotta support them, right? Now, yes, they have some money, but they're old, right? They're still very worried. Okay. Now let's look at this guy, right? Now, the parents are rich. They're driving Mercedes. Okay. Now, this race, who do you think will win? Well, we're talking about our future, right? So let's say this is present time. You are going to race into the future, right? Yes, Yidi?
The car will break down first.
The car will break down first. Yeah, you can say that, oh, you know, this guy is going to fall down and die. Yeah, but definitely the father is going to drive very slow, I'm sure. So definitely the race, this kid is going to win, right? Now, what do you think is the take-home message here? Want to answer that question? Sophia went.
Like probably to maybe I'm not really sure, to be honest.
You're not very sure. That's okay. Sophia U. Okay, so what I want you to think is I want you to think about the Mangala Sutta that we're learning today and this. Macy? Okay, all right. So I told you that almost all of us are here, okay? Remember, the Mangala Sutta that we're learning is to have done meritorious deeds in the past or to do meritorious deeds in preparation for our future, right? Now, apparently, these guys prepare for the future. These guys did prepare for the future, but not that well, okay? But unfortunately, a lot of us, including myself, including your parents, they're all here. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think, how do we move from here to here? How do you become this guy to this guy? All right, I want you to think about that. So we're going to go on a break, discussing this picture again. Now, here I said Myanmar versus American. Now, we are right here, okay? And these are mostly Americans. Now, for me, there's no way that I can change to be here. But for you, most of you are born here, or maybe you were born in Burma or other country, but you are bringing up, you are an American citizen today. So for you, you have a great chance to become from here to there. For me, I'm this guy, okay? My parents worked really hard. They wanted me to be very educated. They pushed me to go to medical school, become a doctor. They saved money, right? Yes, I did become a doctor. I came here. I went to so many different schools. I went to UC Berkeley. I got a master. I went to UC Hawaii. I got my degree in business. I took a lot of board exams, this and that. But still, I'm working for someone, right? Still, I'm this guy. I'm not this guy, right? But for you, we don't want you to be this guy. We want you to be this guy, right? Why? Because it doesn't matter how educated I am. It doesn't matter how much title I have. Yes, I have some amount of okay money, decent money, but I'm not as rich as these guys. And also I'm trying to pull the load of my family, my parents, right? My remote family, everybody. Now, if I race with an American colleague, guess who's going to win? This guy's going to win, right? Now, we're talking about planning ahead, okay? So let me go back. So we're talking about to have done meritorious deeds in the past or to do meritorious deeds in preparation for the future. We apparently are not preparing, or my parents did not prepare for my future that well. I did not prepare for my future that well, right? Now, definitely I'm better than a homeless guy. Definitely I'm better than a poor guy, but relatively I could have done better. So we want you to be this guy. We don't want you to be this guy, all right? So now, what I want you to do is, how many of you know this book? Raise your hand. Anyone? All right, Miranda, you know that book. Okay, Yeti does. All right, Sophia one does. Okay, all right. Miranda, tell me how well you know about this book and how did you get to know this?
My dad bought it on Kindle for me to read, but I never finished reading it. But yeah, that's how I know it.
Okay, very good. So what you will do is you will finish reading with your mom and your dad. You cannot read it alone, okay? So I think Sophia Wen raised it too, right? Sophia Wen, tell me how you got to know this book.
I haven't read it before, but my brother has it, so I know like a little bit about it.
Okay, all right. So now that you have the book, you can borrow it from your brother. You will be reading the book with your mom and dad. All right. I think someone else raised hand too. Who did?
That was me.
Oh, that was Yeti. Okay, all right. So definitely we have the book. Of course, Yeti is reading it, and the rest of my kids are not reading it. We need to read too. So what I want you to do is I want your mom and dad to buy this book for you, or you can borrow it from your local library. This book is available anyway. A lot of library will have like 20 copies. So if you don't want to spend money, just go to your library or check it out online and go pick it up. And I want you to read this. I want your parents to read this. Okay. Now, Miranda, tell me how much you remember about this book. I know you haven't read the whole book, but as much as you read, tell me about the story.
I just remember the beginning. There's just like this dad, and he's just talking about like money and stuff like that. At this moment, that's all I remember because I haven't read it in a while, but yeah.
Okay, very good to me. Thank you. Yeti?
Oh, I haven't read that much. So technically, it starts off with the guy saying that he had a poor dad and a rich dad. Both of them had different beliefs on how to spend money, what was more important. So when the kid Robert wanted to make money, at first when he heard make money, he literally made money out of lead toothpaste, but they figured out that it was illegal. Then the rich dad offered to teach them about money in return for them working, and it goes on about giving life lessons that aren't there, but if you apply it with your own knowledge, they are there, and yeah.
Okay.
It goes a lot deeper, but yeah.
Very good to me. Thank you. All right. So I want you to read the book, okay? So I'm not going to tell you the whole story. And I will be asking your parents to read the book together too. So let me tell you why I want you to read the book and why this is related to the Mangala Sutta, right? To have meritorious deeds done in the past or to prepare for your future. To have meritorious deeds for your future, in preparation for your future. Now, yes, I'm a doctor here in this country. I make okay amount of money. Well, let's imagine, let's say a friend of mine who is not a doctor, who actually did not pass the high school exam, is a real estate agent. He works for Beverly Hills, where houses are like 3 million and above. Now, if he just sell one house, okay, let's say a house is 3 million and he gets about 3%, right? So someone tell me what is 3% of 3 million? Ted, what is 3% of 3 million?
That is like 900,000.
Right. Well, no, about 90,000.
Yeah.
Right. So if you just sell one house, okay, you make 90,000. Right. So if you sell about 2 houses, okay, just 2 houses, you'll make like a doctor. All right. Now that's one simple example. Now, the book tell you about how to prepare for your future, how to make good investment. Okay, so I really don't want to tell you at this point yet because I'm afraid that you might not read the book. So what I want you to do is I want you to get the book and read the book, and we'll discuss more next week. Okay, I want you to come up with some answers because I'll be asking you, I will be picking some of the paragraph from that book and asking you what you think, why the author did this and that. Okay. Now, turn around, ask your parents if any of your parents have read this book. And if they say yes, raise your hand.
Have you read this book?
Yes, I have. No one? None of your parents have read this book? Okay, all right then. So you definitely you will need to push your parents to read this book. That's for them and for you. Now, I'll go on a little bit more. Now, the law of karma. What do you understand by the law of karma? What does it mean by karma? Who want to tell me? Miranda.
Karma is kind of cause and effect. For example, in your past life, for example, you did something bad, or like you killed someone or something like that, whatever thing you did bad. In your next life, then then there's kind of a consequence to that in your next life as a result of your bad deeds in your past life. So it's kind of like that, but there's a lot more to it.
Okay, thank you. Let me Stellar. What do you think of karma? And let's say there are a lot of millionaires, all right? People who make tons of money. Now, we can say they have good karma, but what does it mean by they have good karma?
When they have good karma, I don't know if it's right or not, but when they have good karma, they do good things.
All right, very good, very good. Andrew?
Karma basically means like a mirror. Like if you do something bad comes back to you.
Okay, very good. So now let's look at this. Now here it said 86% of millionaires are self-made. What do you understand by that? Michelle?
I think it means like over half, like most millionaires in the world, they it's their own hard work, and it's not like their heritage or anything like that.
Perfect, right? So only 14%. So if there are 100 millionaires, only 14 became millionaire because their parents were rich. But the other 86, their parents were not rich, right? They work really hard. Now, let's say someone mentioned about Jack Ma. Was Jack Ma millionaire before? No, Jack Ma was a teacher. He was a language teacher, not even a business teacher, right? Now, you think his parents were rich and gave him millions of dollars to become a millionaire? Nope. Right? Jeff Bezos. Was his parents millionaire? Nope. Right? So almost all the famous people that you know today, right? A lot of them are millionaire. Some are billionaires, right? Their parents were not billionaires or millionaires. They made themselves millionaire. They're self-made. Now, what kind of karma they did? They did great karma, right? They work hard because they did great karma. They are reaping that karma right away this life. They don't have to wait for next life, right? Famasta?
And some popular people are YouTubers, right? And they're pretty much millionaires. So, and I'm
Right.
a YouTuber. So in the future, I could probably make a lot of money.
Okay, very good, very good. But let's talk about it. Now let's look at it here. The odds. So you all know what the odds are, right? What are the odds? Odds mean the chances, the probability, right? The chances. Now the chances of winning a lotto, a Powerball, are 1 in what? 292 what? Millions, right? Okay. Now, what's the chance of a YouTuber becoming a millionaire? About the same, right? How many YouTubers are there? How many people all over the world watch and subscribe to YouTube's?
Lots of millions.
Right, almost trillion, right? Now, but how many of those people become rich? Very few, less than 10, right? So one actually is even higher than this number. So Thomas, I'm not discouraging you, but your chances of becoming a millionaire is very, very low unless you're really, 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 really good at it.
I understand.
You stay calm.
No. I understand. Being a YouTuber is hard work, but I
Right.
understand.
Very good. Okay. All right. Now let's see. What is network
Can I leave?
marketing? What is network marketing?
Can I leave?
All right. What is network marketing? Okay, when? Bitcoin? No, not quite here. Not quite here. Kathleen?
I think it's some kind of sale.
Say it to me. I didn't hear you.
I think it's some kind of sale.
Some kind of sale. Okay, very good. What kind of sale is that, Yeti?
It's like stocks and bonds.
Stocks and bonds? No. No. Ted?
Just doing business in general, like if you like Amazon or like Google or things like that.
Okay, not quite yet. What does it mean by network here?
Internet.
Internet? More than that. Community? Okay, you're getting closer. All right. So network marketing is, you are in the network right now. What kind of network are you in? You're in a Burmese community Buddhism network, right? So network marketing is, you are marketing a product and selling it in your network, right? Let's say I want to sell something. Now I can advertise now, and hey, Sophia Ton, I have this phone I'm going to sell you with $200. See if Sophia Ton said, oh, no, I'm not going to pay $200. But then I can sell to Andrew or Eric or Jackson or Kevin or Tara, because I have great network right now, right? So if I have only one person listening to me, my network is really weak. If I have a lot of people, so just like the YouTuber that you guys are mentioning about, they have millions and millions of followers, their network is very good, right? So they are also doing network marketing. Now, network marketing is something that you sell to other people in your network, right? Now, according to the statistics, if you are very good at network marketing, your chance of becoming a millionaire is 1 out of 100. So would you rather play Powerball, or would you rather do this? Well, you can do both, definitely, but if you are allowed to do only one, which one would you pick? You definitely will pick this one, right? Now, this also go along with Mangala Sutta, because you are nice to other people. You make a lot of friends, right? And you have good friends who are rich, right? Because you associate with the wise. You don't associate with the fool. Because if you're going to associate with the fool, chances are that these guys are homeless or poor. If you associate with the wise, chances are they are rich people. So they will buy expensive product from you, right? So now let's look at this. Now this side is rich and this side is poor. Now we want to know why people are rich and why people are poor. Why is there a good discrepancy between the rich and the poor? Well, it's not because of the religion that you believe in. It's not because of the God or Buddha or the creator. It is a karma. What is karma? It is what they do, right? Now let's read together. So this side is the characters of rich people. This side is the characters of the poor people. Now let's see. So belief. What kind of belief the rich people have? Please read that for me.
They believe
to leave now.
even when no one else believes in them. Plan.
All right. So let's read here. They believe they can succeed even when no one else believes in them. They have strong belief, right? So for example, let me pick on Thomas. Thomas wants to be a YouTuber. And Thomas strongly believes that he will have 20 million followers in the next 2 years, right? And I said, no, Thomas, the chances are really low. But Thomas is like, no, Saya, I will show you in the next 2 years, I will have 2 million followers, right? Now, that's a possibility. So that the rich people, they have the strong belief, no matter who tell you what, right? Or the look at the poor people. Read that for me. They don't.
They don't believe they can do it.
They are dependent on others' opinions.
Okay. Now the poor people, they give up easily, right? Poor people say, yeah, you're right. Now I don't think I'll have 2 million followers. Yeah, forget about it. Now that's bad. So if you believe you want to be a great YouTuber with a few million followers that you will be making millions of dollars, then do it. Believe in it and do it, right? You just got daydream and you will not have million followers. You're gonna work really hard and you're gonna have a strong belief, right? Now, just because of the belief system, you could become rich, you could become poor, right? So you're gonna have a strong belief in what you wanna be. But the problem is there are some of you who you don't even know what you wanna be, so you don't even know what kind of beliefs you need to have, right? So first, have a dream, have a goal, then believe in that goal, okay? And make it stronger, right? So that's the belief system. Now let's look at it. The next one is planning. Read this for me. They have
a plan, and everything they do is part of the plan.
Okay, that's the rich people. Rich people, they are well focused. Okay, I want to be a successful YouTuber. So he or she is thinking about, how do I design my game? How do I design my video? How do I make sure that people will subscribe to my channel? What kind of words do I say? How do I say it? How do I dress, right? What is my body figure should be, right? Do I make 10 minutes videos or 2 minutes video or 1 hour long video? What time of the day do I post? Do I post it during the weekend? Do I post it during the weekday? Do I post it in the morning, in the afternoon, at evening? Right? What kind of color do I use? What kind of sound do I put? What kind of music do I do that? Now, everything you do is related to your plan, right? You don't do, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of the game and a little bit of the YouTubing. Oh, I'm going to go play my game. Oh, I think I want to do something else. Let me do some drawing, not related to your YouTubing. That won't work, right? People who are rich, they are laser focused on what they want. And everything they do is focused on that. All right, now let's look at the poor guys. So read that for me. Lack of plan. They
don't know what they want. They don't have a target and they just move aimlessly.
Definitely, right? There are some of you who are here right now, and I am really, really worried about you, right? Here it's clearly said they don't know what they want. So if your parents tell you, hey son, what do you want to be? I don't know. Hey daughter, you want to be a doctor? Maybe. I don't know. Right? That's your answer. If you're one of those, that's horrible. look at this. By the way, I didn't make this up, right? So it's written everywhere. They don't have a target and they just move aimlessly. Oh, it's boring. Oh, let me just go play games. Oh, games, cool. So you become addicted to those garbage games because you don't have an aim. So those of you who are playing games, you guys are here because you have no aim, right? Unless you tell me, no, Sia, what I'm doing is I am dissecting this game. I want to know how they made this. I want to know what kind of music they use, what kind of water they use, what kind of incentive they use, what kind the coins came out, what time they see all, they show all these blood and killing and stuff. So that's fine. But a lot of time, that's not what you're doing. You're just playing game and killing your time. Now, you will fall into this. That's very worrisome. So I know a lot of you are in here and get out of that, snap out of that, because you are making a formula for being poor. So if you're here, snap out, wake up. This is the time, right? Because remember, we need to plan for our future. You're not planning. You're just killing your time. You're killing your future, right? So don't be this guy. You are making a formula for being poor. Get out. Okay, let's go to the next one for the rich. Solutions. Read this for me.
When rich people face a problem, they find a solution.
All right. For the rich people, every problem is an opportunity. There's a problem that, okay, how do I solve that? How do I take advantage of this problem? Because I am not the only one who is going to have this problem. Every other single human being on this planet will have a similar problem. Now I'm going to make money out of this. First, I'll find the solution. Number two, I will sell that solution. Right? Now that's how rich people think. Now, what about poor people? The same problem the poor guy ran into. What do they say?
Poor people find excuses for their problems.
Okay, so poor people said, oh gosh, what kind of life? I'm having a bad day. Oh, my parents are poor. Oh, weather is cold. Oh, I'm a Burmese. I'm not an American. Oh, I'm a Buddhist. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. You have excuses, right? Now, if you're that person, you are formulating to be poor. Snap out of that also. Move this way, right? When you have problems, solve the problem. Also think, how do you make money out of it? Okay, all right, next one. Read this for me, risk taker.
Rich people are not afraid to take risks. They create opportunities.
Okay, I don't like this picture though, right? So I don't want you to be doing like dirt biking and enjoy yourself. Now, what I mean by it's here is you want to take risk, a calculated, educated risk, right? I don't want you to go out without wearing a mask. And you know what? I don't believe in this COVID. I would just go out. I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to wash my hands or go close to people. Definitely, you're going to get COVID and you kill yourself or you kill your parents, right? Not that kind of risk, right? Here, risk taking means that, you know, I really might need to move to East Coast. I need to move to China. I need to move to Africa so that let's say I want to go to Africa because there are a lot of diamond mines and I want to trade diamonds. Go for it, right? So that kind of risk taken, right? If you invest, right? Well, it is a risky investment, but the probability is very high. I am not going to take that risk, that kind of risk taken. Okay, so rich people want to take that kind of calculated, educated risk. Whereas poor people, what do? Read this for me. Waiting.
Waiting. The poor wait for some kind of miracle, waiting for the lottery or getting promotion, but they are just waiting, doing nothing.
Right. So a lot of people, a lot of poor guys, they just pray to God or Buddha. Buddha, help me. I believe in you. Give me a promotion. Make me win the lottery. That's what poor people do. Right? So unfortunately,
Maybe that might work.
it won't work. Okay? Because Buddha is dead. Buddha is not here. Buddha is gone. Buddha cannot help you. You gotta help yourself. So there's a very well-known saying that Jesus or Buddha or God cannot help who do not help themselves. So if you sit in front of Buddha and all you do is just pray and ask him for that miracle, it will never happen because Buddha or Jesus or God cannot help because you're not helping yourself. So it will never work. There is no such thing as miracle, right? So, but that's what people are doing, right? So let's say you want to get an A. Why are you studying? Don't study, just pray and meditate in front of Buddha all the time, right? Yes, we ask you to meditate. Why? Because we want you to focus. We want you to have stronger concentration that will help you with your studies rather than making you to go play games. So in that aspect, meditation is great. But if you just meditate 24/7 and don't do anything, you're not going to get food, you're not going to be educated, you're not going to get grades. Definitely you will fail your test. So don't wait for a miracle, right? So that's the difference between the rich and the poor. Now, read one more thing for me. The rich people, they want more.
And the main reason why the rich get richer is because they want more. They know they can do it since they are already rich.
Okay. So what I mean by this is, don't take this wrongly. So once the rich people get money, they invest that money and they make it bigger. They make bigger, better investment and they make their money grow. Whereas the poor people, what do? They blame others. They think
they're poor because of others, the government, etc.
All right, so poor people, they always blame. Oh, the government is nasty. The government is bad. Oh, because we live in Burma. Oh, because we live in poor part of the country. Oh, we live in California, this, that. They have excuses. They blame others. Whereas the rich people, they don't blame others. They just try to look for opportunities. Okay? So that's the reason why the rich people, the millionaire, the 86%, they make themselves millionaire by doing all this. Okay? But the poor people are all this. So ask yourself, am I more so on this side, the rich side, or the poor side? Now, raise your hand if you strongly believe that you're on the rich side today. Okay. Now raise your hand if you think that you're mostly on this side today.
It depends on what situation.
Okay. All right. Now that you know, I appreciate your honesty, right? So now that you know, please change, right? You got to believe in yourself. Doesn't matter what, right? Even if you want to be a YouTuber, that's fine. But wanting to become a YouTuber is not the problem. The problem is you don't believe yourself, right? Let's say you want to be like a K-pop singer, right? Well, number one, you're not Korean, right? Number two, you don't have that kind of training. But if you still want to be, there's a chance. You can do it. You can go to Korea, get into the boot camp, and you get trained for 10 years, right? You eat only one meal a day, and you dance for like 16 hours a day, and you study, you read, right? But if you don't believe in yourself, you will never become one. You're just wasting your time listening to all these K-pop garbage, right? So if you want to be a famous K-pop person, do it. Believe in yourself. Have a plan, right? Now, I will repeat, some of you are here, you don't even know what you want to be. and I have told you multiple times before too, just pick one. Doesn't matter if you want to change tomorrow. If you don't pick one, chances that you have no aim. You are going to move around aimlessly. Everything is boring for you except the games. Right? So again, snap out of that. Don't have excuses. Right? Never wait for a miracle. Oh, my father is going to help me. My father's rich. Right? When he die, I'm going to get some money and inheritance from my parents. Right? Oh, my father has 5 houses. Right? Or my parents have good life insurance. When they die, I'll get that money. Right? No, don't think like that. You may not get those. Right? Don't blame anyone. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame the country. Don't blame the political system. Right? So if you're on this side, jump this side. Right? So here it says, start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Right? You can't say, oh, my parents are not that rich, so chances that I will be on this side. Nope. You gotta use what you have. You gotta start where you are today. Do whatever you can. Right? If you don't do that, the chances that you will always be on this side. All right. So I'm going to stop after this. It's already 9:07. So in fact, there is a game related to the book that I asked you to read. All right. It's actually online and it's free. So instead of playing garbage games, I want you to play this game.